Isaiah 42, verse 3, he says, a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering candle he will not put out. And I remember one time, like, those two lines just hung with me for weeks. And I just saw the gentleness of the Father, the gentleness of Jesus, like, even when we are literally just like there's smoke, there's not even a fire left, like his compassion is so great. He still believes in you, even when you're bruised. You know, if you've seen a bruised, if you've had a bruised flower, if you're a gardener or plant, you know, usually you just clip off that piece, it's gonna die. But he believes in even the most broken of us and most broken places in our life, the most broken times in our life. He's not destroying us, but he's lifting us up, and he's healing us. And it's profound. The compassion of God is profound. Like, he's not the angry God. That's a false God. He's not the judging God. That's a false God. He's judging the things that are destroying your life. He's not judging you, and he's not coming against you, but he's coming against the things that are destroying you. And so his compassion is unmatched. And in Isaiah 53, it says, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. And right before that, it says he was a man of griefs, acquainted with sorrows, and despised and rejected. And so he carried the deepest of pain. He carried the deepest of sorrow. He was acquainted with it. He understood it deeply, intimately. The rejection of friends, the betrayal, he experienced all of it. Yeshua, he experienced it, and he knows he can bear it with us. He can walk through it with us, and he bears it for us. And so 2 encounters I've had. Now, let me tell you about the more recent one, which was like about 2 years ago. And this is kind of probably ridiculous to some people, but I had a cat that went missing, and I was really sad when I finally found out that she had been hit by a car. And so we had her for a long time, and I was having a really hard time with just feeling angry and disappointed and frustrated, and a lot of pain in my heart. And I was really surprised. It's just a pet cat, but I still felt so much pain. And so I was pacing the bedroom, and I said, God, like, how do I let go of this? And when you ask something from deep within your soul, like when you ask with your whole heart, when you desire something with your whole heart, like the answer will come to you, and the spirit will come up from inside of you and will speak a life word to you. And so after maybe 10 or 15 minutes of this, like, I heard this Isaiah, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. And as soon as that word came up inside of me, I just said, like, I give you this grief, I give you this sorrow, and this great exchange. I received this exchange, and it was mind-blowing. Like, literally there was an exchange, and all the grief left me, and all the anger and all the frustration, it left me in a moment. And there was truly an exchange, and it all the pain was gone from my heart. And I was just amazed. And this isn't the first time that's happened to me, but I knew that there's a powerful exchange, there's powerful truth. And I don't know how to explain that power of that exchange that happened, but the sorrow and the grief was gone. And this is kind of, I guess, you know, losing a son was way more devastating. And I walked through a few years of terminal illness with him. And he was a beautiful child, could speak very well, and had bright eyes and a lot of joy. So the Thanksgiving after I lost him, which would have been like 6 months later, I was very, very sad that day. And At the end of the day, late in the night, it was dark and everyone was asleep except for me. And I was at my in-laws' house, just on the floor, just saying, God, how am I going to live another 40 years till I see him again, or however long that is? Like, how am I going to live this life without holding him in my arms? And that little sweet little guy that adored me, and I adored him. And so I was just asking and asking and asking and praying and crying out. And God is so aware. He's not gonna smash your smoldering wick. He's not gonna smash you in that place. And so after a while, I saw this timeline of my life open up in front of me, and it wasn't like a clear, vivid, amazing encounter revelation, but it was an impression, and I could see it. And I saw all these things on my timeline, and I couldn't see what they were, but I knew that they were worth living for. I knew they were fulfilling. I knew they were going to be exciting, and I knew I had so much purpose on this earth still, and that it was really worth being here, and really a lot of joy ahead of me. And so in that moment, the grief left me, and there was an exchange of purpose. And God took all of my deep grief and all of my deep sorrow, and I never to this day have experienced a deep grief over the loss of my son. Since that day, it was a divine exchange. Surely he has borne our griefs. Surely he has carried our sorrows. And he took all the pain from my heart and took all the pain from my soul. And the exchange for that was life and purpose and destiny and the grace to live again. And so if you have pain in your heart, it doesn't have to be from a tragedy or a death. It could be the death of a relationship. It could be the death of a career. It could be the death of a dream, or something that feels like it has sucked the life out of you. I want you to know that there's a divine exchange, and when you seek for it, you open your heart and you cry out for it, that exchange, that spirit, that life-giving spirit will come and encounter you with the truth. Surely he has borne your griefs and carried your sorrows, and by his scourgings you've been made whole. You've been made whole, and a smoldering wick he won't put out, and a bruised reed he won't break. And so if you still have that place of pain in your heart, if you have that place of brokenness inside of you, I want to tell you that there is peace for you, and there is healing for your heart, and there is a bright future and a bright hope for you. And there's so much purpose, so much joy, so much destiny, so much of a rebirth, a reliving, a rehope, a chance to completely have like a brand new joy over life again for you. And so all that pain, you don't have to carry it anymore. All of that sorrow, you don't have to carry it anymore. And God wants to exchange that for hope. God wants to exchange that for purpose. Yeshua's borne it all, and it's not, you don't have to carry it if you don't want to. And he loves you. He loves you so much, and he's acquainted with all of it. He's experienced it intimately with you. He was there with you in every single moment of your loss, of your abandonment, of your pain, of your turmoil. In those moments, he was there experiencing it with you, and he is intimately acquainted with it. He cried deeper than you could have cried for yourself, and he bore it for you. And so if you want the exchange, it's available to you.